What up, YouTube? Welcome to this outfit. Today we'll be going over the Supreme Week 1 drops. Now, basically, this is kind of weird because I already did a pickup video showing off a lot of these products. However, I decided to do this what drops tomorrow video, or like discussing the online drops, because normally I'm stuck at home copying online. But if you guys are not familiar with the way the Supreme works, basically the first drop of the season always drops in store a week early. Even though I already unboxed it, I just kind of want to make a video so that way you guys at home who are stuck copying online can get an idea of what you want to cop tomorrow and order that you want to cop it in. And if you guys want help figuring out your order or what colorway you want, make sure you follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is at the Starlight. That'll be somewhere on the screen and in the description below. Over the next 48 hours, I will be doing a lot of colorway polls, copper drop polls, etc., etc. So make sure you go follow me on Twitter, and of course, make sure you go follow me on Instagram as well. My Instagram is at the Starlight. I actually just posted a picture of me in the Scarface Denim suit that's dropping, which we will discuss in a moment, and it got over 10,000 likes. 10,000! That's my first picture with over 10,000 likes, and I am extremely honored, extremely grateful for everyone who supports me. So of course, if you fucks with me, of course, go follow me on Instagram. Thank you so much for all your support. Now, let's get into these pickups. So I'm going to go kind of quick because there is a lot of stuff dropping. If you guys do not know, week 1 drops a lot of product. These two jackets, they're hideous. I do not like this jacket. I do not like this jacket. I would not acquire either of them, especially for the price points. They are quite expensive. Now, a jacket I do like, of course, is the Scarface Denim jacket and the Scarface Denim pantalones. I copped both of them, of course. I did take a picture in them, and then I raffled them on Robitussin and Poppy. Actually, someone won the jacket for $15, and someone won the pants for $10. So of course, go follow me on Robitussin and Poppy. But anyways, I really like this jacket. I actually made a little comment. If you guys watched the intro to the unboxing that I mentioned earlier, I said in that video that there are some messages in that video, that the music that I use on the intro and outro is purposeful. It wasn't just that it was Nas and that they're dropping a Nas T. If you listen to the actual lyrics, it references pieces that they are dropping. So, for example, now the reason I chose those lyrics is because I feel like Supreme purposefully dropped some accessories to go with the fact that they're dropping the Nas and the Scar. I feel like the fact that they're dropping the Scarface, the Nas T, and these accessories this season, I feel like it was purposeful. If you listen to some of the Nas lyrics, he has lyrics referencing Scarface. For example, the part that I use, he says, "Watch the blimp read, the world is mine." And they're dropping an inflatable blimp this season. And of course, they dropped the Scarface all over print, which reads, "The world is yours." And I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe that's just happenstance that happened to happen, but it feels like they chose to drop a blimp this season. The ashtray, I did use Blunt Ashes, which is one of my favorite Nas songs, on the end of that video, and I do not feel like the ashtray was for that reason, but I just kind of figured maybe, who knows, I don't know. But I definitely feel like the blimp, the Scarface stuff, and the Nas T, I feel like they dropped it this season on purpose. If you guys are not familiar with the Scarface reference, by the way, from Nas, there's a scene in Scarface that I'll play now. And that is why I feel like that was purposeful. It just seems like it has to be purposeful. I don't know. But anyways, they're dropping the Scarface Denim suit, and I think it is fire. Some other suits they are dropping that I think are dope. They're dropping the patchwork sweats and patchwork hoodie. Now, I copped the middle colorway that you guys see on the screen, and that was the most hyped colorway. The reason I copped that was to compare it to Composition from P. Mondrian. I always forget how to say that individual's last name. But anyways, that is why I acquired that, to compare those two, and because it's the most hyped colorway and it will sell the best. But in my personal opinion, I like the more pastel colorway. So on the hanger, the hoodie is the it's like the most white one, like the lightest, brightest one. You got like this like toff, like coffee brown colorway mixed with some pastel blues, pastel pinks, etc., etc. I like that one the best. And actually, my least favorite colorway is the bright, like, blue, red, yellow, green, white one. Like, that's my least favorite one. The middle colorway is my least favorite colorway. But anyways, I think the patchwork suit overall is dope regardless. Other suits they're dropping the Tonal S Logos sweats and sweatshirt. Now, I got the plum color, and I think the sweats are fire. I'm not a big fan of the elastic. It's kind of weird how they did that. But I will probably keep the sweats. I'll probably sell the hoodie, and I might even go for the pale yellow sweats as well. I think that these sweats are super comfortable. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the elastic, but overall, I think that the Tonal S Logo combo is fire. Now they're dropping 3 other combos. They're dropping the Realtree Camo combo, and I'm not a big fan of this. Like, I think the Realtree Camo is cool. In person, the black is kind of faded. I think the only colorway that I would consider copping is the pink. One of my commenters put it best when they said that this is stuff you could find at Walmart, and I think that's very true. The Realtree Camo stuff I probably would not acquire. However, I don't normally shop at Walmart. I do not know if they have a pink colorway, but if they do not have a pink colorway, then I would say that the pink Realtree Camo stuff is a cop for sure. That stuff is super fire. I love the pink colorway. Now, two other suits. They're dropping a tracksuit and a tape seam tracksuit as well. The tape seam tracksuit is pretty expensive. It's $300 for the jacket and I think $200 for the pants. And honestly, I'm not a big fan. The jacket's okay. I like the Supreme branding on the breasts. However, the back has this random tape seam, little tape thing that says Supreme on it, and I'm not a big fan of it. It seems really random. The pants, however, are kind of fire, but I feel like the fit of them will be shit. They're dropping the ARC logo track jacket, which I think is pretty dope. It's $158 retail for the track top. I do not know what the pants are, probably $128. The pants are a little plain. I would not acquire those, but the track top is pretty fire. It's got a big cut and sew panel across the back that says Supreme, all embroidered, and I personally like the black with the white and then the white with the red. Oh, by the way, the prices of some of the other stuff that I mentioned, I believe the denim Scarface pants are $198. The denim Scarface jacket is $328. The patchwork hoodie, I think, is $188. I think the pants were $148. I do not remember the retail for those two ugly jackets, but really, who cares? And the Tonal S logo, I believe, is $128 for the sweatpants and $158 for the sweatshirt. Now, two other sweatshirts or hoodies they are dropping. They're dropping the Centerpiece hoodie and the Blocked hoodie. I think both these are fire. The Blocked hoodie is clearly a little bit more branded. It says Supreme in big letters across the front and the back. And then they're dropping the Centerpiece hoodie, which is my personal favorite. I think that's one of the dopest pieces from this drop. I love the burgundy colorway and the pink colorway. I think it's super dope. The colors in the Centerpiece floral thing is all embroidered. It's all, they just pop on those two colors, and I think it's super sick. Shout out to Boone. He actually mentioned that the graphic was taken from a vintage Guess hoodie. They look almost exactly alike, but still, I think it's super dope, and I like this graphic, so it's one of my personal favorites, and it is a personal cop that I will keep in my collection. With the Supreme Blocked hoodie, I like that ice blue. That's the color I copped. I may keep, I may not keep. I'm not quite sure. I'm on the fence about it, but I do like this hoodie a lot. They're dropping some Angelo long sleeves. Now, I love this graphic. I love the fact that they use pieces from the Sistine Chapel all over this. However, I'll probably pass on the long sleeve, and I'll probably go for the sweats for my personal cop. They're dropping this like snakeskin baseball jersey. I think the snakeskin Supreme baseball jersey is weak. A lot of people like it though. I know I saw a lot of people copping it, and a lot of people copped it for their personal collection. For me personally, I'm not a fan, so I'm not going to go for this piece. Now for the tees they're dropping a multitude of tees, but the tees that I like personally, I like the Nas tee, of course. I like the Digi Blue pocket tee, and it looks like they dropped a couple other cool colorways with the pocket tee as well. I like the DNA tee, the Kiss tee, the Crash tee, and the Bloom tee. Those are my personal favorites. The Bloom tee in pink is super fire. The Kiss tee in pink, the DNA tee, and all the tees in pink except for the Crash tee in orange or navy are my personal favorites. Also, I cannot forget these two pieces. They're dropping this like sweater or like knitted sweater or something that says Supreme all over it. That thing is ugly. But they are dropping this long sleeve that also says Supreme all over it, but it's done in a much more tasteful manner. It has like Supreme and like a micro script going all the way around it. So it looks like, from far away, it looks like it's just a striped tee. But in reality, it says Supreme, and then I think on the front, in the center of the chest or the sternum area, it says Supreme World Famous, or maybe just World Famous, I don't recall. But regardless, I think that piece is fire. Now let's get to the pants, the hats, and the accessories, and then I will bid you guys farewell. With the pants, they're dropping this chino pant in this rose and plaid colorway, which I think are fire. All the other colorways are just okay or decent to me. They're dropping the Gons shorts. The Gons shorts are super sick. I wasn't a big fan of the Gons varsity jacket that I really did not discuss, but I don't really like the Gons varsity jacket. I know it's a lookbook item. I know a lot of people are hyped on it, but for me personally, I'm not a fan. I do like the Gons shorts, however, though, and they're dropping a Gons crew neck, which is similar to the Gons shorts. I like the crew neck, but the crew neck is not dropping this week, so sadly, I will not be acquiring that. They're dropping some denim, and they're dropping some super dope denim, actually. They're dropping denim overalls and denim pants, and they're dropping them in that rose colorway. If you like Supreme denim, I think that rose colorway is definitely a super dope cop. Like, I love the rose color denim. I think it looks clean, and I think it looks super sick. Now with the hats, you guys know me, I normally go in on the hats. I'm not a big fan of the hats, but they are dropping some cool hats. They're dropping the Digi Camo box logo in pink, desert, and blue camo. They're dropping the Tonal S Logos. Now they're dropping it in like a rose colorway, and they're dropping it in a Desert Storm camo colorway, and I think the Desert Storm camo colorway is super sick the way they did that. I think that they should do more patterned, like semi-tonal S logo stuff like that. They're dropping some other hats, none that I'm like a huge fan of. They are dropping some beanies, some loose gauge beanies. A lot of people ask me, Jacob, where do you get your beanie? Where do you get your beanie? Blah, blah, I want your beanie. Well, just so you guys know, the beanie that I have with the Supreme script, like the Supreme little cursive, this beanie is that beanie. It's a loose gauge beanie. It's the same type of beanie. They're dropping a black on black. Of course I got that. I have the black on white. Now, last but not least, we got the accessories. There are a couple items I skipped over that I just don't want to discuss because I don't feel like they're worthy of my discussion, and I don't want to be here all day. But they're dropping these belts. These belts are super pricey. They are not cheap. I do not remember the price tag. I think they're like $130 or $150 for some freaking snakeskin belts. It looks like some pimp shit, but I'm personally not a fan. Also, they're dropping the Rifkin Safety Sack. Rifkin Safety Sack. That is $58. I think it's super dope. It's got a little key so you can lock your goods in there. Of course, you could probably just cut right through that. I'm not sure. Overall, I still think it's a super dope cop, and of course, I got one for my personal collection. They're dropping the handcuff keychain, which is $18. I acquired it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I might end up selling it for Test and Poppy. I'm not sure. They're dropping the ashtray. I think the ashtray is super dope. Like I said, maybe it's a reference to blunt ashes. I doubt it, though. Anyways, I still think the Blimp, the Scarface, and the Nas stuff was purposely dropped the same season, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, they're dropping the ashtray. The ashtray is fire. I believe it was $38. They're dropping the flashlight. It kind of opens up like some lipstick or whatever, and that is $48. Kelly was saying that he was disappointed with how small it was, so just know it is a small little flashlight. They're dropping the Collapsible Shovel, which is online from SOG, the company that makes the shovel, for like $20. Of course, Supreme's is $38, and they're reselling for dumb amounts. They are dropping the $100 bill necklace. I'm not a big fan of this season's necklace. I think it was better than last season's, but I'm still not a fan. It's super, super light. I feel like I could accidentally bend it. Personally, I think Duva had a good idea. She was saying that they should have dropped a dagger necklace because they're dropping the dagger pants and the dagger long sleeve. I think that would have been fire, and that probably would have been a cop if it was a dagger. But it's not. It's a dollar bill, and I'm going to pass. They're dropping the diamond cut Zippo in a gold and a silver. I think these are so sick, but they are $60. So keep that in mind. I will probably be going for a silver one since I already got the gold. The decks they're dropping this week, they're dropping some Gons decks, and they're dropping the Blood and Semen board. I'm not a big fan of the Gons decks, but the Blood and Semen graphic is kind of fire. I do wish they would have dropped it with a white background like they're doing with the hoodies and the sweatpants. If you're not familiar with what that graphic is from, it is from a photographer who basically photographed like cow blood and semen, and a lot of people were saying that they stole that from Metallica Load album, when in reality they just took it from the photographer. It's just the same reference piece. Metallica got it from this photographer, they also got it from this photographer. Who knows if they got the inspiration because of the Load album, but regardless, maybe in the future they'll do something with their Reload album and they'll use like the cow blood and piss, which is what the Reload album uses on, like Metallica Load album uses the cow blood and semen, the Metallica Reload album uses cow blood and piss. It's all from that photographer that did this. I forget his name, I can't recall. I do not know why I have such a hard time remembering his name. But anyways, the last accessories they're dropping the shoulder bags, the backpacks, the duffel bags, the waist bags, and they may be dropping the Hanes camo boxers and Hanes camo shirts. I'm not sure, I'll explain that in a moment. As for the shoulder bag, the waist bag, the duffel bag, all the bags, they're not my favorite. They're probably my least favorite Supreme bags I have seen. That being said, the colorway that I like the best is the white. They all do look a little bit better in person. I will admit that to you guys. They don't look as bad as they do online, so if you want a bag, you can get this bag, and it will still look cool, but it's still like my least favorite bag. I like the last couple seasons way better, and I'm just not a fan of these. They're just a little bit too glossy for me personally, but the white is super clean in person and online. Now, the camo boxers and the camo shirt. The reason I don't know for sure if they're dropping online is because they did not drop in store, but it is possible that they will put them in the store or stock them in the store this Thursday, since they're not having like a new drop, because the in-store like second week happens in like 2 weeks after the first. It's hard to explain the schedule, but they might end up stocking those and they might end up releasing online. If they do, I will definitely be going for the boxers and the shirts, probably multiples of both. They won't sell out too quick, so of course that can be your last item on your hit list, but it is an item that I think will sell out, and eventually they will probably not end up restocking, so you probably will want to acquire those eventually and have those somewhere in your hit list if you want them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said earlier, if you want to see what people are copping, go follow me on Twitter. I will be doing some polls on my Twitter, so make sure you follow me on there. That is at the Starlight. There'll be some on the screen in the description below. And if you want to help every single photo that I post on Instagram get 10,000 likes, follow me on Instagram as well. My Instagram is at the Starlight. That has been somewhere on the screen this entire video. I'm talking so fast because I want to just get this video over with and get it edited. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it from the top and bottom of my heart. And as always, keep living the Star Life.
Mission for the land of milk and honey, sort of funny how to see change. But new roads bring new scars. We duck it, dodge it out of hoopla. Push it to the limit, going too far. That's what it takes to live the Star Life with 2 R's.